Today is September 23rd, Friday, noon. This is our first WCCC business seminar, and we're going to talk about a brief review of the most common practices, licensing, permits, and registration. Next page. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of myself. I'm the president of the Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce. I have almost like 15 to 20 years in terms of export experiences. I also do in real estates and also in charge of the North American Chinese School education part. And we do a lot of consultations, and also we also work around with a lot of translation services. So the first thing is we have to look at Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce. What is our strengths? What is our uniqueness versus other Chamber of Commerce? Is that we are the only Chamber of Commerce, Chinese Chamber of Commerce in the United States that got awarded $1.5 million in the Diverse Business Assistant Grant in digital marketing. In addition to that, Ziming, our treasurer, actually applied for that. We also received a Google grant that's $10,000 per month. There's up to $120,000 per year. So all these digital marketing grant will be used for all our members. And besides that, we also received the Microsoft grant. So our strength is also linked to many different diverse minority chamber of commerce and also other city chamber of commerce. And we also got help from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporations. Besides, in Wisconsin, we are also linked to other Asian chamber of commerce in the Midwest and also in the whole 50 states. So WCCC itself is very unique versus other chamber of commerce because many of us, many of our board members do have the international trade experience, and we are exposed across Asia. And of course, besides speaking English, we speak multiple Asian languages and understand the Asian cultures, and we use this as a synergized strength to make everybody strong. Next.
I can introduce a little bit about Chris. Chris 给大概上百家公司过去做过网站，所以对这个 digital marketing 非常熟悉。Chris 自己做公司已经有将近20年的历史，包括这个进出口、房地产开发、教育和这个公司的这个 IT system， 包括 website development， 所以是一个很好的创业者。And Chris 是马来西亚的华人，所以他可以说4种语言，至少4种语言。所以对我们未来的这个我们的 Chamber of Commerce members 或者 whoever is interested in starting business 是 very helpful， 因为他的 language skills， including Cantonese， right？ 也可以说广东话，
yeah.
广东话、日本话、这个马来话、华语和英语都非常熟练，非常很难得的人才。对。
另外那个我说一下，有很多这个attendee 很多人那个刚刚加入，所以呢那个我说几句。这个我是吴子明，是这个 Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce。Actually, we're planning to organize a series of webinars around business startups, business management, financial services, digital marketing, IT system, and the internet securities to help small business owners and potential candidates who are becoming a business owner in the near future. So yeah, today basically we're going to talk about how to start business. So I hope you guys can come back for our future webinars as well. So the whole webinar will be recorded. During the presentation, everyone can type questions throughout the chat. So presenters will try to get your questions answered as they come up or address them at the end of the presentation.
谢谢子明，就是我们希望能够是 two way， 希望能够以回答你们的问题的方式为主。我们做个对企业的这个创业的 开始的这个过程有一个简单的介绍。
Okay.
Chris.
If you look at the structures of the American corporation throughout the 50 states, we have around 30 million businesses and out of 150 million taxpayers. So you can look at it, 12 million people work for 1.5 million nonprofit organization, 54 million people plus 95 million people work for S corporation and C corporations. Adding all this up together is 30 million business in the United States. So United States is one of the strongest in terms of economy around the world, just with 30 million business. So look at this. We want to encourage everybody in Wisconsin to be just not an employee, but to open up your business to make sure that you can fulfill your dream and make a good business plan. Next.
Yeah, let me add a little bit too. 很多人都是同时有一个 full-time employment job， 同时也可以有自己的公司，所以这个公司不一定都是全职的来创立公司，你也可以同时有几个公司，也同时可以给别人 full-time 工作，所以这在美国都是合法的，也是允许的，也是受到鼓励的。Go ahead.
Next. Okay, so all information for this presentation is general reference. Information will vary from county to county, city to city. So please talk if you are opening a business in Wisconsin or other states. So please go to your own county executive and the city halls for your particular business zoning and licenses. So each zoning, each county, each city is different. So starting your own business may require your federal, state, county, and city license and permits. The workshop is again an overview of the most common practices, licenses, permits, and registration. Next.
我这个介绍一下，就有些人开始自己的生意，比如说这个餐馆啦，或者是按摩啦。这些生意有时候对自己的城市不熟悉，结果找到很多麻烦，没有早期做更多的研究，所以这里边需要大家pay attention， 更注意这方面的事项。Go ahead.
And the first thing, of course, we want to know you want to think of a business name. What is the name of your business? So if it's in Wisconsin, we can go to the database search. Look at the link on the right hand side. So you can do a database search, and you also want to check whether the name of your business has any name is being registered as a trademark. So those three links after you can go back to our Wisconsin wiscc.org website. Later this PowerPoint will be put down there. You check whether this new name has any trademark infringement. And we also can go to the Wisconsin Department of Financial Institute, the DFI, to register your name. So name is important.
名不正言不顺，所以名字很重要。一个从州里边可以查，另外一个可以从网站上的 domain 查。你要 register 一个 domain， 那个 domain 会告诉你是不是别人已经有类似的名字，所以两个地方都可以查。我们这儿可能需要将来加进去，就是从这个 domain name 来查一查你的名字是不是已经有类似的名字。Okay, go ahead.
Okay, next. Okay, the next one, very important, is called your Federal Employer Identification Number, FEIN. So you can apply, you can go to IRS website on the right hand side, right hand bottom, you can see there's a circle on the right side. You can apply for FEIN number. So there's no cost of registering it. It only takes 5 to 7 minutes. Or if you do not want to do so, you can actually go to ask a professional accountant or attorney to register the FEIN number. So every business organization will need a federal employer identification for tax purposes. However, if you are a sole proprietor, you can use your SSN number, which is your Social Security. So all the companies they are in all the partnership, C Corp, S Corp, or sole proprietor. But partnership, C Corp, S Corp requires an FEIN number. Next. Okay, so depends on your professions. Okay, so certain parts that there is no general state licenses in Wisconsin. However, if you do practice certain professional licenses in state of Wisconsin, you need to have municipal license or permits to operate. So again, depends on where your business is located. Check with your local city and county government. Make sure you are in the right zoning code. Okay, example of certain kind of professional licenses that you need to be registered sometime with the state is the financial, healthcare, medical services, insurance, food and beverage, barbers, manicure, HVAC, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, etc. Again, you can refer to the PowerPoints. Next.
这里边我再加一句，有些人不太熟悉，包括集资，你要想集资办事情，集资本身就需要 license， 你也可能能集资，没有人找你的麻烦，但你要做广告，说你要集资干什么事情，这就需要 license。所以有些事情你要是做广告，或者是开始收费，你要没有 license， 合适的 license 或者 permit， 你可能会找到很多麻烦。
Okay, re-emphasize. Company that requires sometimes professional licenses like childcare, your architect, engineer, medicine, very special kind requires licenses. And again, if you are in the medical safety stuff, you can go to the DSPS homepage in Wisconsin.
对，包括像餐馆的设计，餐馆的这个安全卫生方面的检查。这都有详细的规定。如果你的餐馆没有达到这个标准，那你开业就会有好多麻烦。对，不单单是许可证的问题。Go ahead.
Okay, next. So one thing is you might have to apply for your seller's permit. Depends on the services that you provide. You have to register with the state to apply for a seller permit for tax purposes, especially your sole proprietor, partnership, corporation, LLC, making retail sales. If you make retail sales in state of Wisconsin, you need to have a seller's permit. But if you are not selling goods, but providing certain service, certain professional service, you may or may not need a seller's permit. Some sales are taxable and some are not. So when you're not sure, you call the Wisconsin Department of Revenue and look at the link below, and you can go to the website to check the phone number for the Wisconsin Department of Revenue.
有些 permit 可能也是县政府 county government to issue， 不是 always by state。有些东西可能还需要 city municipality， 你应该都询问一下。知道你的行业是不是需要许可证。
Next. So again, local business licenses. Okay. So again, when you want to open up a business, couple of things that you need to know. You need to get to know your mayor, the city mayor. You go to the city hall, go to the city planning council, licensing department, get to know the people, because in every business, is a people's business. With that, then you get along with the city, your business will prosper if you work with the city. So again, when you open a business, you might require business licenses, permits for certain zoning, professionals, or even your sign, construction, plumbing, and electrical works. Always remember to work with your city.
也不要怕政府。要敢于和政府接触。如果你们在开业过程中和政府接触有困难的话，可以跟商会联系，我们会帮助你来跟当地政府接触。跟当地政府有一个很好的关系，对未来有非常大的帮助。
Next. Okay, location. So every time when you open up a business, you need to have some lead time, because when you open up business, your plumbing, your electrical, your constructions require city inspections. If you are in certain professionals, you might have to take some courses, some city courses, some city training, and always have a lead time. Do not push saying that I need to get it done without licensing. If you get it done without the approval and open up your business, you will be fine, and you might not be able to continue your business. But again, you expect the delay, but again, enjoy the startup journey.
Next， 我这个成立过大概10几个公司，还有3、4个这个 non-profit， 10几个 for profit， 所以我对这些公司的各种形式稍微熟悉一些。主要是2种方式，一个是你怎么组织，大家合伙怎么合伙，怎么运作，钱怎么处理，利怎么分，这是一种这个公司的合伙的方式。另外一个呢，就是你怎么报税，用 S corporation 报税呢，还是用 C corporation 报税呢，还是用个人所得报税，3种报税的主要方式。这个报税的方式和怎么组织的方式呢，有重合也有不同的地方。怎么组织呢？你可以组织成这个个人经营个体户，或者是合伙经营叫 general partnership， 或者呢你正式 incorporate 就变成一个公司经营。incorporate 的话，你可以 incorporate 到这个 limited liability， 或者呢你可以 incorporate 到 incorporated， 你可以 incorporate 到 C corporation。不同的 incorporation 呢都可以用不同的报税方式，也就是说这种3种报税方式，这个sole proprietorship，S corporation， C corporation， 然后呢每个报税的方式里边呢又分2种，是 cash based 和 accrue based。cash based 你就是收到的钱才报税，不收到的钱就不报税。accrue based 就是你只要收到 invoice 就算你的 expense， 你送出 invoice 就是你的收入。至于你最后能不能收到，那是来年的平衡的问题。当年的平衡是根据你的这个记账来报税。很多公司呢有2种报税方法，就同时有2本账，一本账呢是给 IRS 做 cash based 或者 accrue based， 或者一种方式呢是给自己银行和自己的这个合伙人来报税，来汇报财务汇报用。所以你可以2本账，这2本账是合法的、公开的，只是你报税的时候采取哪种方式。所以这里边有记账事儿，有现金事儿，然后呢又有 S corporation、C corporation， 还有 sole proprietorship。具体的问题需要问你们的律师和会计，所以你需要在成立公司的时候呢跟会计商量哪一种方式更适合你。另外一个呢，每一种 business 都可以 transfer to another one， 可以 change， 像 S 每5年可以变成 C，C 也可以变成 S。这个 sole proprietorship 可以 incorporate into S and then change to C。So they are all interchangeable, but not easily changeable because you have to do a lot of things. 所以要考虑到一开始报税的时候怎么报，然后呢你们要怎么交税，然后呢要考虑到互相之间怎么合伙。另外一个呢 S corporation 呢不允许外国人加入，合伙人不能有外国人，必须是本地的长期居住证的人或者公民。但是呢 C corporation 可以是 anybody， 可以是 from Saudi, from China, from Japan, anybody 可以 start a C corporation. Go ahead.
The PowerPoint change to the next. So.
子明 can you flip the PowerPoint? Okay, that's still S corporation. Let's go to C corporation. Yeah, so proprietorship. Okay, that's a C corporation， 就是更广泛一些。这个 S corporation 呢只能有100个人 ，C corporation 呢你可以有 unlimited number of people， you can give stocks, you can sell stocks。但是呢 C corporation 呢是单独报税，是单独的法人，所以 you have to pay tax first, and then you give up your earnings and income and dividend to your shareholders. But all the large corporations are C corporation. Majority of the corporations are not C corporation. They are S corporations. 你必须得考虑到你到底是合适不合适做 C corporation。如果你的风险很大，你的一开始资金量也很大，合伙人也很多，那就是 C corporation。而你资金量少的话，大家一开始都是用的这个 S corporation， 就是个人报税的。但是 S corporation 你即使 bankrupt， 你的 tax liabilities still go to you。C corporation 的话 ，if you bankrupt, then it ends there. Nobody personally responsible unless you sign personal guarantees. 所以各有各的好处，各有各的这个风险和各有各的 benefit，tax benefit or asset benefit or liability benefit。所以这个都需要你们的律师和你们的 CPA 互相商量。OK, next slide. So proprietorship 这个不需要注册，也不需要这个也个人承担所有的责任，也不需要这个单独报税，就是你个人的一份单独的收入。所以绝大部分的公司呢都是 sole proprietorship。美国大概有2300万 sole proprietorship， 也就是大概接近80%的公司都是这种类型的，也叫个体户公司。你也不需要申请 FEIN， 也不需要申请这个很多人连州里都不注册，反正是个人的，一切行动都是在个人的 Social Security 之下。但是你也可以申请 FEIN， 也可以在州里注册，但是呢，你还可以是 sole proprietorship， 所以这个是非常灵活的一种方式。第4个就是 limited liability corporation， 为了让公司承担一定责任，不把责任全部承担给自己，你单独买保险，单独上这个注册，单独承担法律责任。这种情况下呢，你可以用 limited liability corporation 或 LLC。有些州没有这个 LLC， 或者州这个联邦政府不承认 LLC， 但是州里是承立 LLC。所以 LLC 是一个最广泛的形式，个人的形式最多的。其次呢就是 LLC， 这是最常见的形式。手续也很简单，也不需要这个meeting minutes， 也不需要太多什么年报，就是个人收入。所以相对来说，我觉得大部分的人可能适合第3或者第4这种类型的公司。OK, next。这个 OK, sorry, my screen X up。OK， 如果你要是成立一个公司的话呢，我觉得最主要的时间找到一个很好的 lawyer 来给你 incorporate， 或者呢，找到一个有经验的人给你讲一讲，是吧？包括我们商会可以给你提供一些参考。然后呢，你要找一个 banker 来开一个单独的 account， 来单独经营，这样的话报税不方便。当然你也可以你要是经营量很少，别人就给你一笔钱你就结束了，那你 banker 可能也不需要。然后呢，你找一个 CPA 来考虑一下你的税方面的这个可能的 consequences。但是呢，如果你干的比较大一些的话呢，你这个单独的 bank account， 你需要这个集资，需要 finance， 所以你更需要一个 banker 可以告诉你资金从哪来。我们也会有一些 resources 来告诉你从哪个地方集资，包括现在 Hmong Chamber of Commerce 他们是一个 CDFI， 就是叫这个 CDFI how to translate that， 就是说他们州里边给他们 guarantee 一些钱，然后银行呢通过 guarantee 把钱交给他们贷出去。他们一般来讲小企业贷款可以贷到大概10万块钱，一个申请人可以获得10万块钱。除此还有很多州里面各种各样的这个经济方面援助。另外一个很常见的方式呢，就是通过银行找到这个小企业担保的贷款，你可以贷款到某些贷款可以贷款到50万，还有更高的，就看你是买房子做房地产还是就是创业。创业的话一般来讲可以贷到50万，这需要你 personal guarantee。OK, next。另外一个很常见的方式呢，就是这个公司的方式呢，就是 non-profit organizations。这个有很多种，这个501c 3 4 5 6 7有很多种，但是最常见的是501c 3，这是 charitable organization。 for common public cause or public interest。这是我们的威斯康星华人商会的组建方式，就是 501c3。我们有个好处，就是说所有的 donation 给我们都是 tax deductible。我们呢可以这个 support other organizations by giving them grant。我们也可以 receive grant。我们的缺点呢就是我们 cannot accumulate wealth. We cannot accumulate assets like some of the foundations that has $100 billion， 因为他们的 organization 不是必须要年底把它花完的。但是呢，像 501c6， 大部分的商会呢是 501c6， 他们是 more for 他们 membership interest rather than public interest， 所以他们的 donation， 你们给他们的 donation， 不能 tax deductible。但是呢，他们可以做 political campaigns， 他们可以 accumulate the assets， they can do a lot of different things。Like Hmong Chamber of Commerce， 也就是苗族人的商会，他们是 501c6， 所以他们可以 accumulate 房地产啦，可以像 Harvard University 一样，可以 accumulate $100 billion of assets， 那些教堂之类的。但是呢，他们不能做这个，不能接受 deductible contributions and donations. They both have benefit and disadvantages. But we think we are more of a public course, therefore we are looking for donations, and we're looking for our public courses to educate general public to be aware of using business capabilities or business means to fulfill a better community as our goal. Okay, next. Work with your partners. I guess that's part of Chris. You can take over how to work with your partners, which is the most difficult part. 怎么样找跟你的合伙人一块儿运作
？Well, partners in any times is I believe that Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce want to be your partner too. So we do have the digital marketing that will help your business to grow. And we do have experience in writing many different grants. Like for example, right now, we have a $25 million grant from the WEDC right now. If you open up a business and you are having a new location, the state of Wisconsin will be able to give you $10,000 per month. $10,000 one-time grant, not per month. $10,000 grant for open up business, one-time deal. And being part of Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce, we will help you to apply for this grant together. Having what is grant that's out there, we'll pass down the knowledge to all our members. But you need to be our members. So we are not just working by ourselves, but by our strength, we can work together as a team and to grow your business. And all the stuff in PowerPoint here is already talked by Wenbing. So we go to the next one. Ziming, next. Again, partners. So is always you need to talk to people who have the experience, who are consultants, who are actually attorneys, lawyers, corporates. Those people who are successful. Do not talk to people who got inexperience and just dreaming about it, but talk to the people, especially if you want to talk about the city rules, go to the city planning councils, go to get to know the people.
And normally, interrupt you a little bit. 我一般喜欢问的第一个问题就是你在开始创业的时候，你知道不知道你本行业的跟前的3个成功者，他们怎么做的，他们为什么成功了？如果没有人做过你做过的事情，你是唯一的一个开拓者，你就要非常小心，因为开拓者的失败率更高一些。Go ahead.
Okay, then you talk about yourself. Okay, why do you want to start a business? What kind of products and services do you want to sell? So you need to have a business plan. We're going to talk about business plan during the next seminar. And where do you get your capital? Where's your seed money? Who are you going to give you the loan? Or what kind of risks are you going to talk? Who are your partners? Because you cannot start a company by yourself. You need accountant, knowledge, workers, employees. And how do you accumulate wealth? And what happened each time you open up business? You always think that what happens if it fails? How are you supposed to exit it to? So you look at all the companies that are successful in your category, compares to their strengths and weaknesses, and what is your comparative advantage, and what's your vision, what's your mission. So since this is our first class, we're not going to put everything into you, but we're going to just pinpoint a little bit and bits. So let's go to the next PowerPoint.
Okay, let me add a little bit about the vision and mission, because I was a adjunct professor for Concordia University for about 5-6 years, and I usually take a whole day to share my experiences with the students about vision and mission. 也就是你的远景是什么？你现在要通过做什么事情来实现这个远景？这个实际上很重要，就是说你有一个长期的目标，而不是今天干东明天干西。你必须有知道你自己的一个 niche market. What do you really want to do in the next many years to come, rather than changing all the time? If you do everything, if you change all the time, you're not a real businessman. 所以你要 concentrate, 专注的干一件事情才可能成功。否则的话 ，you are going to be one of the 95% that eventually fail or close out or bankrupt. Go ahead.
And I'd like to introduce you our panels. Wu Ziming is he has his own AVG manufacturing business. Is CNC Waterjet is the largest in China. I think it's the 5th largest, I believe, in the United States. And he also is an IT manager for the mutual from Northwestern Mutual Fund. Olivia Wang is a very smart lady, many years of experience in digital marketing, also a small business. And for me, small towards the lumber and logs exports, and I do some imports too, some real estate management, education, and consultations. So if you want to start a business, there is also another link over here. That's the chamberofcommerce.org. Click on the link. It'll tell you all the details. So again, when you do not have questions, WCCC also have 80 members. And these 80 members, we do have our CPAs, our insurance, our attorneys, bankers, retired business owner. Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce is not only for the Asian Chinese people. So we also have many members who are Afro-Americans, Caucasian businesses, people from India will join us. So we welcome every walks of life. We believe in the synergy of all different minority chamber of commerce with the mainstream, so we can achieve together to make the difference.
我来用中文再说一下，就是说我们的商会是华人商会，但实际上我们只是对华人市场有共同信念的人组成的商会，本身的成员不一定是华人，也不一定是非要是本州人，所以我希望大家介绍你们的朋友，包括一些学生来参加。如果学生的话呢，我们可以考虑更低的价钱来交 membership。作为一个个人的话呢是100块钱，作为一个公司呢是300块钱，所以我们的费用并不高，但是我们给每一个 member 的未来的投资可能会 10 times that much， 因为我们有 grant money to support and we're going to generate revenue too to continue our course。而且我们的主要作用的是 function 是 number one 的 goal is to educate the interested members and people about how to do better business, how to prevent shortfalls and mistakes that we collectively remembered, we collectively shared. We're creating a new 一个集体，就是我们大家用集体的智慧来克服个人智慧的不足，因为 创业的生涯是一个非常艰难、充满风险的生涯。希望大家能够充分利用我们作为一个集体的一个智慧。Go ahead.
Next. So again, for next week, we will have a business plan. We'll teach you how to have a business plan, how to apply the line of credit. You need the money in order for you to start a business. What are your goals? And sometimes the federal government and the Small Business Administration do have the loans for your business plan. We can consult them, and we also can consult all our WCCC members. So when you join us, they'll make the difference because you are lessen the number of failures. You try to reduce your number of mistakes, and with the synergy with the correct successful businesses, your business will also grow, especially if we go into our digital marketing. With digital marketing, 1.5 million, $10,000 for Google grant, with Microsoft grant, we will promote your business and we'll grow together. And we can look at it just from the attorney side. We have attorney Lucy Liu, we have immigration attorney Robertson, and litigation attorney Ryan. Accountants, we have Fan Li, we have Xiao Jing, we have also controller Chi. These are people who have 15 to 20 something years of experience. We also have financial advisors, Charles Lee, and Kara was a financial advisor for banks before, PWSB Bank for many years, and for wealth management, we have Yang Shang-kun. Many of us, besides these number of people, there are many other walks of life. Next. Real estate, we have Mike Seegers. Mike Seegers is the #1 in Shaw West sales in the state of Wisconsin. We do have Ted, we do have Jesse Lin, we got John Wang. They speak your language, they understand all the tricks in real estate. Again, real estate is the growth. All millionaires in the world, 75% of their wealth is involved with real estate. So these are the people that you need to know for our members. Insurance agents, we have Shidan, we got general contractors, Wenping. Next. And here are some of our partners. You can always go to looking at ginseng. If you're not, Wisconsin is well known in ginseng. CNC machines, ANV Water Jet. You want to learn some Chinese language, you can go to North American Chinese School. And we are also joint hand with the Midwest Chinese Chamber of Commerce. All of these are related to American Asians. We want to promote the trade in America, trade in Wisconsin, plus international trade. Next. So again, if we have our executive director on the left hand, the most handsome man, is called Wenping Yuan, and he's our executive director. He works extremely hard, and we will open up a new office and from October the 1st in Wauwatosa, and he can tell you more. You can always email to our email there, visit our website, and also call the office number. And chances are our handsome guy, Wenping, will answer all your calls. If I'm there, I will definitely help you out along. And like to give this time back to Wenping or to the floor if you do have any questions. I cannot see the chat room right now. Maybe Ziming, you can give us any of the questions that's out there who listen to our seminar.
Ziming, you want to say something before I start?
No, I think, yeah, I'm fine. I'll let attendees to ask questions if they want. I don't see any questions yet at this point.
We can probably ask each other questions. Let me start up something first to get people thinking. That is, I know among all ethnic minority immigrants who came to this country not too long ago, for the past 30, 40 years, like Chinese, one important branch is the Asian Indian immigrants coming to the United States. if you look at the ethnic groups income chart, their income is I think per household is twice as high as average white, and the Chinese is a little bit higher than average white, and then other ethnic minorities. But why Indians are way shooting out of the chart? One of the reasons is that most of the Indians, if you look at their resume, they have an MBA degree. They are business oriented to begin with. They have an engineering degree and they also have an MBA degree. So the result is that, number one, many of the corporations CEOs are Indians because they have the business training, they all have the business interest. They have that culture to continue refining their business experiences. And then on the other side, the Indians created a lot of new businesses. 像这些 gas stations, motels, hotels, and a lot of engineering companies, they are really a dominant power. Their population is similar to Chinese immigrants, and their achievement is staggering, a lot higher than the Chinese immigrants in the accumulation of wealth and in organizing business operations. 所以美国来的这个印度人的成功，很大一部分原因就在于他们在创业方面非常下功夫，而且他们每个人都有一个 MBA degree， 不是每个人都有的，大部分都有 MBA degree， 所以他们是知道什么地方是最需要自己做努力的。同时，很多人都有工程方面的这个学位，engineering, MBA, doctor's degree, legal degrees, that's where they concentrate。所以他们在这方面表现非常突出。而中国人的话，大部分都是有一个 engineering degree or science degree，and then usually 这个中国人只是在停留在这两个 degree 上，这两方面 degree 上，一般没有 branch out 这方面这个愿望或者能力。所以这个商会呢，希望能够克服这一点，能够使我们的这个视野更广一些，能够更多的看到的生意。同时呢，我们也希望它作为一个集体，能够把大家的智慧呢能够聚集起来，然后同时传播出去。另外一个呢，就是一旦这个社会上出现一些危机，我们也希望能够提供一些对危机的应对机制，而不是单打独斗。单打独斗的结果，我们肯定会受到这个挤压，会受到迫害。因为美国历史上这样的事情屡屡发生，一旦社会有经济危机、政治危机，总是一个少数民族受到欺负。所以这个过去2年来对亚洲人的这个歧视和这个欺辱和殴打这个事件增加了很多倍。原因之一就是经济上的困扰和政治上的困扰，使人们对某个种族发泄他们的仇恨。所以这种事情如果再发生，如果我们不团结起来，我们会有很多麻烦。所以这也是我们商会的一个义务之一，就教育大家跟更广泛的这个群体做联系。同时呢，我们通过贸易来接触更多的人。如果我们单单的自己做一个工程的这个职业，那么你和美国社会的接触就会非常狭窄，别人不知道你在干什么，只知道你在写画画，最后你可能发表了文章或者设计了很好的设计图纸，但是呢，作为一个中国人，大家了解的你很少。而你作为一个生意人，你必须和大家平等出现，大家作为生意方面接触，这对中国人的形象的改变和对中国人对社会的理解会变得非常广泛。我们也和他们有更多的接触，使他们不认为中国人是一种很奇怪的一个族群的人。我们商会在10月20号将会和威斯康星的黑人商会，咱们叫 Wisconsin Black Chamber of Commerce， 一块举行一个共同的这个秋天的庆典，同时讨论我们双方的合作的这个机制。另外呢，我们也准备和苗族搞类似的活动，所以我们希望能够建立一个非常广泛的一个基础，同时呢，大家一块促进对方的商业的活动，提供他们商业的需要，同时呢，帮助他们建立自己的商业的这个网络和这个促进他们企业的成功。反过来也希望他们能够促进我们的企业的成功。当然在这个过程中就有一个民族的融合的过程。如果将来有一定的危机，我们有一定的机制和他们联系。 所以这是我们希望做到的事情，也希望大家能够积极参与，不单单是挣钱。很多人认为商会就是为了挣钱 ，That's not the case. At least not for me. I'm not here to make money. I already retired once. 所以我是希望能够给大家做一些事情。所以我现在把我的
OK， 这有几个问题哈，说在其他州销售也要取得所在州的许可证吗？
看你做什么了。像我们做工程的话呢，如果是做联邦的工程，一般不需要当地的许可证，直接可以做，因为我们在本州也没有许可证，也可以做。但是呢，你要是做其他方面的销售的话呢，你比如说做医疗行业，做 CPA， 这都要当地的许可证。你要做 finance， 做 insurance， 这都需要当地的许可证。就是你 branch out to other state， 有些不需要，有些需要。
Seller's permit is not required. You sell from other states. If you sell it, depends on the products, but usually it does not include.
OK，
这个看行业，也看你卖什么东西。你要说本州卖到外州，你不需要一个外州的 seller permit， but that's the permit you already have locally。但是你要到本州到外州去成立一个公司，那完全和成立一个当地新成立公司是一样的。但是你要是到外州去做一个工程，比如说你到 South Dakota 做一个工程，你要小心点，因为 South Dakota 他们本州有一个 excess tax and use tax combined about 12%。等你把工程挣完了，你挣了12%，你觉得很高兴，州里会追上来你，管你要那个 12% of total gross income。你可能owe州里 a lot of money. You can choose not to pay the tax, but then they will put a lien on all your properties. You will never be able to borrow any money, and your credit will go tank. So you are not worth anything anymore. So that's how they punish you. They cannot arrest you because you will never go to South Dakota anymore. But then because you owe them money, they will try to make sure you can never borrow money anymore in your life. So be careful. You thought you made money, but you may not have checked the state's excess tax and use tax and the sales tax. You put all the three together, sometimes it's 18%. So be careful if you do any business out of the state. Good question.
Another one is, are there any lawyer services in drafting company operational plans, employment agreement, etc.?
I can answer that a little bit. Number one, there are a lot of 有好多这个网上 available 的 template。我们作为商会也可以可能提供一些参考的 template。但是呢，不同的 lawyer 也可以 generate 不同的 template。有些非常复杂，有些很简单。我看好多公司写出来就是2-3页，也有20-30页，也有上百页。所以这个是 depending on the lawyer, depending on your business, depending on how complicated your corporation would be. So it could be any types. And 这个是不同情况不同对待。Chris, you have any other idea?
I would say that you can go to Attorney Ryan's office. I think they do provide that. Again, really depends on what you just said. Depends on how difficulty and how deep that you want to go to. But I will do the same thing as you do. Go to the LegalZoom.com, whatever, get all the data first, read it through. Do your own research before consulting the other attorney. Do your own research first, then go for the attorney if you needed to.
One thing to do it is this: is to start with something simple. 就开始一个简单的 corporation bylaw, or call it operating standard or operating agreement. There are many different names of that. 你把它做完之后呢，一开始做的很简单，非常 generic， 但是你可以 like an American Constitution, you can add amendment to clarify it. So each time you make some changes, don't go back to change the bylaw or change the operating agreement. Add amendment, add amendment, add amendment. My company of running for 28 years, we had altogether 14 amendments. And every time we have a new employee, we let them sign all 14 amendments. So they read amendments. You can always interpret change in amendments. So people don't have to go back to read the whole book. Rather, they can read only your amendment. The amendment sometimes is more important than the main text itself. because they are all pertinent, important rules that people have to follow.
Yeah, there's a follow-up question. Any legal service recommendations?
Well, my thought on that, I use many lawyers in my lifetime. Depend on the lawyer's availability. Sometimes they'll be engaged into a heavy duty case. They don't have time for you. Then you have to find another lawyer. And for same case, you may have 2 lawyers or 3 lawyers to begin with, because each lawyer has different opinions about how to move forward, right? Yes. And then usually you try to find a lawyer who has time for you. You have deeper relations. You have to build relations to not only one lawyer, a few lawyers, so they care about you. And you can call them through the weekend. And you have a working relations. You've been paying them before. 所以这个是非常重要的一个 business 的一个环节。另外一个呢，就是 usually you use lawyer heavily at the beginning, and then you decide where to go and try to settle the case. If you go all the way to fight in the court for 2-3 years, 90% of the time both sides lost, because you end up paying legal fees for hundreds of thousands of dollars. To prevent that, you try to find a way to negotiate. In the majority of cases that I argued, every year I have about 10-20 cases that got into argument that we could go to lawsuit. But eventually about 10% goes to lawsuit. The rest is settled out. But you can settle out in many different ways. But you have to have a legal opinion first, so you know you can fight in the court. Then you go to there to settle it, outside of the court. If you know you can win easily in the court, you should still settle it with them to tell them, hey, you see this case, my lawyer says I have this reasoning to win, and we definitely will win, but let's settle it. That's the best way. But going to the court takes a long time, takes a lot of money, and usually you don't get your legal fees paid through the settlement. So if you have, go ahead.
这我加几句，就是说这个我们商会啊也有这个很多的 resource to to begin with, you can talk to us, start to talk to us, so then we can introduce some lawyers, to you to begin with, and also we have various resources, as Chris had talked about, so you can reach out to us first, right, to see how we can help you out. That's one of the things to keep that in mind.
Yeah, 另外一件事情就是说，你可以在你的 contract 或者 agreement 上面呢写上一条，就是在 in case of payment delays, we will have the right to file a lien, LIEN, file a lien. 如果是他超过了2个月没有付你钱，你就给他 lien notice。你说你说的非常客气，你说你看我们说过，如果你 delay payment， 我们会 file 一个 lien， 是吧？但是你给这个 lien notice 一个 courtesy 也是 required， you have to file a lien notice before you file a lien。如果他仍然不付你，你就 file 一个 lien。file 一个 lien 之后的话呢，他不付你钱的可能性就变得非常小，因为他将来这个财产不能卖，他觉得他的 credit 受影响，多方面受麻烦。所以你可以，如果你的这个工程是在某个property 上施工的，或者和这某个 property 有关，你就可以 file 个 lien against that property。但是你的 lien 必须 file within 6 months of your last day worked on the project， otherwise it's invalid。所以这个你要 check with the lien， 专门有 lien services， and you pay some fees for the lien services, but it's worthwhile。这个 usually 可以解决 90% of argument。Most of the legal argument is a result of a payment dispute. And a payment dispute can normally resolve through lien process. They will negotiate with you. So you try to learn how to use the lien and use a professional lien service so that your lien will not be thrown away by the court. So be careful. You 3 things. Number 1, when you sign a contract, it has a provision that you can file a lien. Number 2, you serve the lien notice in time, because once you pass certain dates, you can't file lien anymore. And then you file lien right after lien services over, and then you negotiate. And then you still probably can keep a good relation, because you just say, hey, I'm worried that my lawyer asked me to file the lien, I have to file the lien. But otherwise, once you pay me, lien will be off. You don't have to worry about it. It's just our process, our policy. And you can write down to one of the your company policies. So you see, hey, I'm just following the policies. So they don't blame you.
I think that's a very good answer, but Wenping has provided. Any more questions on the floor?
Yeah, that's it for now.
Okay. I just want to add into this is being Asian Americans is that we really need to communicate well beyond our own people, that we need to reach out to the mainstream, to reach out to other different minorities. So when we get to know each other, we can use their strength, and when we are in trouble, we can also get help from the other group of people. So with that, if we have one voice from all the minorities plus the mainstream, that makes the big difference.
Right, agreed. And from WCCC chamber perspective, we do have influence to local government or even state departments, right? So we can talk to them just in case you're running into issues when you're running business. So we're here to help.
Yeah, following that with a story that in West Allis, that's Milwaukee is the only Chinatown basically. There's 2 restaurants, 1 salon, 1 bakery, 1 delivery for package to China, and 1 very good Sichuan restaurant and 1 grocery store in the West Allis. And then for 2 occasions, there's an armed robbery to the store, and they're very terrifying, and they don't know what to do with it. And some decide to carry a gun. Once they see the guy, they're going to shoot the guy. And then they called us to see what to do. And we said, hey, don't take your own actions. Let's talk to the police department. So 商会出面把当地的警察叫来，我们一块儿，包括 Chris and me， 和商会在一起跟他们做了一个这个集体的一个讨论。我们说我们这个事情非常关切，我们希望city take a great caution and immediate actions following that. city 非常重视这个事情，他说他们马上派大量的便衣在那一带巡逻，他们会查当地的所有的这个录像。当我们开完会之后1个星期，这个人就被抓获了，所以现在已经变得非常安全。这种事情很难避免，但一旦出现的话呢，作为一个商会来出面，要much more powerful than one individual， 因为他们会 care about our influence， 因为我们是intermediary between our businesses and the government, and we can make a lot of noise. And if we make a noise, it's a bigger noise because we represent a big group rather than one individual. 所以我希望大家能够加入商会，或者利用商会的影响来做自己的事情。
Okay.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's come to the end of the webinar. So again, thank you for joining us today. Like I said earlier, so more series are coming. So we'll keep you guys updated, and please come back when your schedule permits. Thank you again, and have a wonderful the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Enjoy a new business too. Create your businesses, and then you can create many businesses as one individual, like I did. I created more than 15, and then many of them are still continuing. And I really enjoyed the process. There's risks, of course, but there's a reward. And you have a broader view of your world, and you have more impact to the society than just your own professional achievement. 所以作为一个 employee， 我见过2、3个我的很好的朋友，他们的收入都在 family income 都在30万左右，很发愁。我说为什么呢？他说2个孩子上大学，一个孩子要交6万多块钱，加上income tax， 他们所剩的钱只有几万块钱，所以生活变得非常困难，也非常 feel depressed。但是如果你要是有自己的生意的话呢，就可以 give a chance to break away from the glass ceiling of income. Glass ceiling has 2 meanings. One is your status in the corporation. The other one is your income. And if you are just an employee, you reach a glass ceiling fairly quickly. And that glass ceiling after tax, income tax, after 2 college students, you don't have much of money left. So that's something to be considered for everybody, to break the glass ceiling. And if you are in Silicon Valley, even if your income is $500,000, you probably don't feel rich, because after the housing, after two college students, after tax income or income tax, you probably don't have much money to go to Starbucks anymore. You had to save all the money. So it's something for everybody to be considered seriously. And you should try many things, because every 10 businesses, one may succeed, 9 probably will fail. That's okay. Then start 10. One may succeed. So you can start many businesses in your lifetime. So don't be discouraged by one failure, because you can try different things, and eventually one will stick and become successful.
我就最后一句话讲中文了，成功就是失败老祖母了，就讲了这一句话就行了。好，谢谢大家的参与。
Okay, thanks everyone again. All right.
Good timing.
再见。